end of the tutorial, you should be able to create characters like this in Blender using just PNG files, that is image files. So let's get started. Okay, so just an addition. I actually finished this video, but this is an addition. The reason why we did not fall into that issue that I was talking about is because we're using a linear interpolation style. So everything is linearly done, so everything is done correctly. So there will be no room for issues or errors or whatever. But this is sort of like robotic. This movement is so robotic because nobody moves like this. The movement is so like it's against nature, at least human nature. So what I am going to do is to change this move. Just change it. So let's select everything in this bone. Let's just select the bone, and then let's come here. But instead of using linear, we're going to use Bezier because Bezier is way more natural. Bezier is sort of like at the beginning, there is sort of like it moves, it eases in at the ending, it eases out. Like there's ease in and ease out, kind of like you're coming from Character Animator, you understand what I'm saying. So there's an ease in, there's an ease out. So that is what creates the Bezier curve. So now when I play it, her legs, her movement are a bit more natural. And even with this, it's still looking a bit robotic, but it's way better than the linear movement. So let me just switch that, and then so that we'll be able to see the difference. You see, this is looking too robotic, but this is better, and there are ways of tweaking this, and in future videos I'm definitely going to be showing you how to do those. So this is sort of like way natural. But then if I apply this Bezier movement to her arms, there is a chance that this would actually break, and that's because it's not linear anymore. The movements are not linear. The movements are a bit more unnatural, or not unnatural, but on computer wise. So computer might have some issues actually putting everything together. So let's just select everything, and then we do that, and then we'll see if we can fix this. So select objects. Let's select, ensure you select everything. Let's now use T. Alternatively, you could click this, and then you could come into interpolation here, and then it's available to use an option. So you right click, and then you'll be able to get this option. So let's use Bezier. Good. So now if I move through the timeline, there is a point that there might be some break. So the arms might break a little. Doesn't seem to break. Oh god, I've done everything in my power to make sure this breaks. It's not breaking. The break that I was hoping for is for this arm to sort of like maybe at one point move to the side, or like the lines not to align, and then I'll have to do that manually, but everything seems to be working fine. So I think that should be it for this video. So thank you for watching. Let me just play through, and then I'll play you the final result at the end. So this movement is a bit too slow, because I know that it's slow because I'm running it at I'm running frame dropping. So when you come to this point, you click this, you should be able to run every frame. If I run every frame, to be way slow because it's trying to run every single frame. But if I do play dropping, it runs it per second. So this is a bit slow. I know there are people that work like this, but this is a bit slow. So I'm just going to scale this down. So come to 1, make sure you are the first this, because you come at the middle, it will scale at the middle. So wherever you place it scales at that point. So come to 1 here, and then let's just select, let's make sure our bone is selected. So let's select everything in this our collection. So select everything, and then let's scale it, and then we'll divide it by 2. So Blender is a Python program kind of thing, so it does maths for you. So if you press scale, and then you press divide by 2, so you press /2, it will divide it for you. So let's just drop that there. Let's do the same for the bones. So select everything, scale /2. Perfect. Now we have our working, but this is way too fast. This is too fast. Okay, this is way too fast. So maybe I'll undo that, and then maybe scale it instead. Scale, but instead of 2, let's do scale by 1.5. 1.5. Let's do 1.5. So okay, so let's do the same for all her bones. So A, scale by 1.5. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is better. Let's come to the last frame. And how you be able to get the last frame is you press the up and down arrow key and you go from frame to frame. And then let's just press Ctrl End. So when you press Ctrl End on your keyboard, it will automatically bring it to where your timeline and this thing is. This. Okay, so now let's play it and then we'll see what is going on. Okay, it seems to be perfect. Hand seems to be swaying so far, but I was just following the reference. So claim the whoever drew that, it's a bit more cartoony kind of style, kind of a walk circle, but I went with it and I don't regret it. So whenever she moves her hand, when she's moving to this point to actually buttress the what is it called, the foreshortening kind of thing, I have a separate arm that I'm going to be using there. So let's just move back to this point, here. At this point, our hand is like at the default position. So let's key this in. So let's key this offset in. So I key that. When you press I, you key in something. You key in the offset value there. So now we've keyed that in, and let me just look for my offset value. Okay, good, perfect. Now it's there. So now at this point here, I want it to move. But then, okay, I want it to move to a different arm. So let's just move. I think I have one for it as well. Okay, I think it's this one. Let me move back a little bit. I think yes, it's this one. So I want this one to display, but then there is sort of like an interpolation that goes on here like this, and I do not want that in between that moves through like that. So all you just need to do is to select that, press T, constant, you constant it, so it doesn't change till it moves to that frame. So it only moves here and then it will change, and then when it's going down again to this point, at this point, then maybe we'll now control Shift D, each Shift D, move it to this point, and then move it to the default arm. So it moves like this, and then it moves, and then boom, it goes back again. So it goes back to default, and then when it's coming up to this point again, it goes back, and that's just perfect. I don't know if there's a separate arm that works better for this one. Let me try and see if there is. I really doubt. I didn't make a separate arm for it. Did I? Okay, this works. This is perfect. This is just perfect for it. Okay, so let's take it back to our default. Okay, no. Let's key that in. So let's put I. Press I, and then you key that in, and then that's available here. But then we want to go back to this point and then take it back to our initial default, which is I think, let me move forward so that I can see what I'm doing. So let's move it back. I think it's like 52. No, it's like 50. Okay, it's 50. Yes, it's 50. Perfect. So now let's move this key into this. So that is what will display. But there's an interpolation that is going on here, and that's not what we want. So select everything here and press T, and then make it constant. Then boom, so it changes when it reaches that point. So you could alternatively move it further if you want. That's still fine. But I think at this point it should be. So let's move it to this point. So at this point it goes up. I think we need to when it's back to this, we'll take it back to the default. So Shift D, let's move this here. Perfect. Okay, so now when we play, we'll get something like this, and this is just perfect. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, give us a sub. It will help us to reach more people, and it will also help us to reach you with more contents like this in the future. Thank you, and bye for now.